Maisie.
Maisie.
It's always this with her. You talking to the ghosts again, Aster?
She just ran upstairs completely unprompted. I mean, maybe somebody yelled at her, but I didn't hear it.
Oh. Every time she like just comes down and screams at you when you're talking to us, I just assume that she thinks we're ghosts.
Maybe. I don't know. Sometimes she does it when I'm down here just by myself, not talking to anybody.
You're communing with the ghosts.
I don't know what her problem is. She just has troubles.
I think she just hates when you're not paying attention to her.
She doesn't do it to Kyle.
Oh. But you're her favorite, I assume.
I guess I'm mommy.
You're the only one that grooms her properly.
Doesn't turn her into a poor shaved rat.
Gosh, so miserable.
I don't want to think about it. She'll be a shaved rat soon when it's I no longer have the ability
You
to
need
take
to,
her
like,
to the
write down just, like, what you need to do to her so that doesn't happen again.
The problem is, I can do that. They're under no obligation to follow it.
That's true.
They want to turn Maisie into a shaved rat.
They want to turn Maisie into a shaved rat. She looks so ugly, and
she looks so miserable.
She wasn't soft for so long. No! She was so prickly. I was so sad. She's finally soft again.
They're gonna ruin it. I wonder if do you go to, like, the same groomer every time?
Yes.
I wonder if there's a way to put, like, on Maisie, if they have, like, files for dogs, if there's a way to put on her file, please do not make her a shaved rat.
I don't know. I'm gonna have to talk to them next time I come in and be like, I'm moving soon, and my father is going to have to bring her in. Do not let him shave her down again.
I think that's a good plan, especially if they do have, like, dogs on file. Just be like, please.
Yeah.
This is how this dog is groomed.
Please do not make her a shaved rat.
Please be kind to her.
Please be kind to my sweet baby dog.
Be kind to the baby.
You have to be nice.
You have to be nice to her.
Or else she will die.
She'll die. She'll die.
Poor form of animal.
A form of animal. Also, to circle back, while she was fucking screaming at me, yeah, we really do have the worst of, like, 7 different internet subcultures and 2 or 3 different distinct internet personalities imposing their will upon our vocabulary, and it sucks.
And then me.
And then Rook.
Who will just say shit.
Yeah.
Not to mention also, like, the fuckered edition of, like, other sayings from other languages but translated into English.
Mm-hmm.
It's just me. Fucks it up. Fucks it right up. Fucks it all right up.
Fucks it right up.
Fucks it all the way up.
Where 3 friends dive into the wonderful world of fandom wiki pages. I'm your host, Aster, and I use she and they pronouns.
I'm Alex, and I use he, they pronouns.
And I'm Rook, and I use they, them pronouns.
And today we are going to be talking about the iconic...
Is it?
It was iconic in its own way. I didn't say it was good, I said it was iconic.
Yeah, but I feel like I didn't really hear about it.
We should probably say what it is first instead of being like this.
The YA dystopian novel series and movie series, Divergent. Yeah, I'm shocked that you didn't hear about this because I felt like it was. Well, it was not as big as the Hunger Games, but I feel like it was...
like I knew about it, but I didn't hear anybody being like, "Oh, Divergent," because.
Okay, that's fair. You probably didn't because it does suck.
Because it is very bad, actually.
It's actually extremely bad. And Ricky said that the layout of this wiki
it looks
visually
like shit.
Leaves a lot to be desired. So I have not looked at it yet.
Oh, I want to hear your raw reaction because it's.
So I'm going to click. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Sorry to everybody who maintains this wiki, but like you're putting black on black. What is your problem?
No, okay. This
Can't
fucking
use the UI.
like this banner image. Welcome to the Divergent wiki that has an image with about 4
pixels.
pixels in it.
And then this gradient nightmare.
Mm-hmm.
Also with the raw code at the top because they must be missing like a bracket somewhere or something.
Yeah.
What color purple? Coding against Jules. Jules.
Question for you guys.
talk
Is
to
there
you.
also a purple
Sup?
drop shadow on the Welcome to Wiki Divergent? Welcome
Yes.
to the Divergent. Okay. I was wondering
Yes.
if that was just my text changer.
No, yep.
No, it's God, this is really special to me. And then immediately under that is a extremely strange gradient.
It's like white, gray, like bright purple, and then like muddy teal.
I think it's supposed to be the faction colors.
Is it?
No, there's no red for Amity.
Mm.
And none of them are purple. This is just bad design. But yeah, so Divergent. Okay, I also am gonna admit right here with you, my friends, on the phone, that I did not think they ever made the third movie.
Oh.
I never remember them making the third movie, or that it came out, or literally anything.
Is that Allegiant?
Yes.
Wasn't it like a TV movie or something, and it was just like shoved out and nobody really knew that it happened?
That wouldn't surprise me.
I definitely got shoved out and nobody really knew that it happened. I love that this is taking...
Oh, okay, so if you go to the page for it, there's a section called Box Office and Reception. The first line of Box Office, the Divergent series, Allegiant, was a box office disappointment. It grossed $66.2 million in North America and $110.7 million in other territories for a worldwide total. It grossed nearly $200 million less than its two predecessors.
Man.
The sudden loss of interest in the series led Lionsgate to slash both Ascendant's budget and possibly move it to a TV film. The final decision for the move has yet to be seen.
I don't remember Ascendant being a thing.
I straight up don't remember it happening.
Oh,
Divergent
okay,
movie
fucked up. Ascendant, or the Divergent series Ascendant, was to be a drama series on Starz, the second part of the film adaptation of Allegiant by Veronica Roth.
That's
Fuckered.
fuckered.
Why
You know
would
when
do
they have
that?
to split it between a movie and a series, it's like they're really hanging on by a thread.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Canceled in 2018.
So, before we get into talking about it, what is our mileage with the series? Because mine is, I read Divergent, I read Insurgent, I got about halfway through Allegiant, and then I overheard a spoiler in the high school hallway that pissed me off so bad I didn't finish the book.
Oh my god.
Well, okay, so the book's up until
Unless
that
you
point,
want to save it.
it's fine.
So
Spoilers
Triss
for
fucking
Divergent.
dies.
Yeah, so Triss fucking dies. So the main character fucking dies.
Oh.
So I
Like
should've
midway
figured it out.
through the final climax.
Yeah,
Okay.
so what I should have figured out was, because the first two books were first person, and that was very, like, in vogue because, like, the Hunger Games did
Games.
it.
Yeah, I loosed White Arrow through his skull and whatever.
I'm sure that's verbatim. In
It's epic
Hunger
and
Games.
swag to do
Right.
for children to love it.
So
Homestuck. That's not how. That's not Homestuck.
Homestuck is in second person.
Literally not.
Homestuck is famously second person.
I'm just saying words.
So anyways, Divergent, first person, one POV. Insurgent, first person, one POV. Allegiant, first person, two POVs. And I should have figured out a lot quicker that when you suddenly swap to having two POVs, that means one of your POV
one motherfucker is
characters
gonna die.
is gonna die, and it's probably not the new guy that you've introduced as a POV character.
Unless he's a love interest.
Well, he was,
Oh.
but it was still strange to be like, wait, why are we suddenly in his head? We've never been in his head before. And it wasn't like, oh, here's a fun little prologue chapter that I've done. No, it's for the rest of the book. Because the fucking protagonist, Triss, fucking dies. And so Divergent, sorry, I'll let you guys talk about your mileage. My apologies. I was about to go into the series.
Because I am the person that I am, I was like, I read the first book before the second book came out. And then just like devoured them as they were coming out. So I was like the first person in my school to have all of the knowledge. And I was probably the person who would have accidentally spoiled it in the hallway.
You!
It was me.
Oh, absolutely, because that's just how you are now.
Sorry.
You're always spoiling things in the hallway.
I'm always spoiling things in the hallway.
Of our Discord channels. My mileage with Divergent is I watched a video about why it sucks, like, a year ago, and don't remember anything about it, other than it's stupid. I don't think I ever read them. I feel like I remember seeing them on, like, my high school library's shelf, but I don't know if I ever picked them up. It's possible I could have, because for a while there, I would just spend, like, straight, like, I don't know, probably 3 hours in the library and just read random books off the shelf. So there's a possibility I've read it, but probably not.
It's better for your psyche if you haven't.
It really is better if you haven't.
That's fine. A different book series was ruling my brain, and now I'm angry about it.
You know, it happens.
It happens.
So, the main conceit of this series, it's very... I think a lot of the problems that get ascribed to YA dystopian fiction, like, things that people are like, oh, it's like a Hunger Games. It's not. It's Divergent's fault, 100%.
It's always Divergent's fault. Hunger Games
like
was good.
It's just, like, built on top of the parts of YA dystopian that suck ass.
Yeah.
Yes. So, basically, the world has separated... or this local area at the very least, has separated into these 5 factions. They all have, you know, big 50-cent words. You know, if it's... Yes. You've touched upon something that I'll get to in a second. So there's abnegation, the selfless, candor, the honest, erudite, the intelligent, dauntless, the brave, and amity, the... I literally can't read this text. They're the nice ones.
You can read the other ones?
They're the fucking farmers.
The peaceful.
The peaceful. Yeah, well, I also kind of just, like, remembered what they, like... I knew candor was the honest. Because they were all lawyers. So... when you turned, like, 16 or whatever in this universe, you went and did, like, a funny brain scan. And it told you... You basically got your fucking Myers-Briggs personality test back.
God.
And it told you which of these factions you fit best into. So you would grow up in whatever ones your parents were part of, because, you know. And then when you were 16, you would go and take this funny test, and it would look into your brain, or whatever. And it would, like, tell you... You basically had a bunch of, like, moral trials or whatever, like, oh...
Oh my god.
It was really dumb.
I opened the factions page, and the
horrifically
first...
dumb.
It has a quote at the top, and it's Faction Before Blood, all citizens of Chicago.
Yes, it's in Chicago.
Man.
It is in Chicago. Which is why it sucks ass.
Right. And so, what happens with this first, like, with the protagonist is she goes and gets her funny test. And they basically tell her, like, oh, you're this, like... kind of rare thing where you're divergent. You don't fit neatly.
Have two personality.
You have
two
more
personality
than one personality
traits.
traits. Right. So that was, and you mentioned something about Potter houses, and that was the key to this series. Was first of all, there are 5 groups that one could easily sort themselves into. You could say, I would be in candor, I would be in erudite, I would be, you know, whatever. Super easy. And they all had, like, very defined aesthetics and, like, roles in society.
My Divergent Sona.
Your Divergent Sona. And then, Divergent had the balls to tell teenagers, you are important and special for having more than one personality trait. Which, I mean, They loved that. Teenagers ate that shit up. You're cool and special for being brave and nice. Or
unlike these fucking plastics or whatever.
You're not like other girls.
I'm not like other girls.
So
I'm funny and sad.
But no, like literally, so Triss is our protagonist, Tris. Her name is Beatrice.
Yeah.
But her nickname turns into Triss.
Cooler name than Beatrice. Sorry to all the Beatrices out there.
So she grows up in Abnegation, which is a fucking Amish faction, basically. They all wear gray. They live in, like, awful, like, what Americans think communist block housing looks like. And they're all, like, the public servants and politicians and stuff, and, like, their lives are very humble, and...
This looks like the faction for YA protagonists who have brown hair and aren't like other girls because they don't have makeup.
Okay, so you figured it out already. You figured it out already. So she, like, literally...
I'll be my undoing if I become my obsession.
Physical traits. Clothing is all gray and simple. The only adornment allowed is a watch. Female Abnegation typically wear their hair in a bun/knot. Men cut their hair short.
Ugh.
Traits. Sit quietly and wait. Bow heads a sign of respect. So it's like weird.
It's what people in the 80s thought the communist bloc looked like.
Yes, it's extremely communist bloc. Like everybody wears the same clothes so that everybody's equal. Everybody has, you know, the same house, so everybody's equal. Like it's literally, it's almost clownishly like communist bloc.
I also, like, distinctly remember there's shit like they're not allowed to have mirrors.
Yes, you could only look in a mirror, like, a certain time, like, once a year or something.
What?
Like, when you got your hair cut or something. And so that was the time that Triss had ever, like, seen herself. Christ. She had very little concept of what she looked like, because they weren't allowed to have mirrors.
Well, Abnegation can be selfless. All flaw of theirs is that they are stifling. This is where they get their nickname Stiffs. Shut up.
Yeah, they had, you know... So the trivia is extremely long. Abnegation members are only allowed to stand in front of the mirror on the second day of every third month for their haircut. I forgot, it was not every year, but...
That's so weird!
The houses in the Abnegation sector are all exactly the same size and shape.
Okay.
Communist bloc.
Townhouses.
Abnegation people are taught that physical contact is powerful, so the physical displays of affection are rare. Again, like,
oh my God.
It's like weird pseudo-Christian, like, also
the undertones are incredibly weird.
The thing that okay, so first of all, I believe Veronica Roth is Christian.
Okay.
And that's incredibly important because she does not demonize Abnegation for having all of these weird traits. Like, Triss is kind of like, Roth. I'm sick of being here.
Control F, Christian.
Whatever. But, like, she doesn't... There's a very little point, I think, where Triss is like, I hate Abnegation. They're all lame and boring. She just, like... She has a little bit of not like other girls, but, like... They don't celebrate birthdays because it would be self-indulgent.
Oh my God!
Most Abnegation people, unlike the Candor, don't speak their mind and share ideas in public because it is selfish to tell people what they think is right and get their way. Like, what?
This sounds so... God, no one does weird world building like dystopian YA novels.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So, I had actually fucking...
Oh God, they don't season their food.
Yeah, they don't fucking season their food. So they're like white Christians. So, different genders never sleep in the same room. I think that includes married couples.
Okay. If you're gay, you get to live it up, I guess.
If you're gay, you get to live it up, I guess. So,
but that would be a second personality trait, so...
in this society, you think?
Hmm?
Would being gay be seen as selfish in this society, you think?
No, being gay would be seen as a second personality trait, so you would be divergent.
Oh, that's true. You're so right.
So, I had actually forgotten that the test does not automatically determine what faction you go into. You actually do get to choose. Because you have to have the choosing ceremony.
Shut up!
So, well, I'm going to also open up the link for aptitude test because that will tell me more about it because there was some bullshit going on there. But those who are 16 years of age will choose one of the 5 factions, most likely the result of their aptitude test or born faction, but they have the freedom to choose any. So it's very like moral choices in gaming, the illusion of choice. And the one thing I do want to also point out to you is,
giving them a choice is so like weirdly like antithetical to dystopian YA at the time.
Right, and I think
the whole point was that you don't have a choice. That
was one sort of slightly interesting thing, was like they had a choice, and it was, you know, I mean, there was also
it was probably a thing where it's like, oh, but the aptitude test said I should be this, so I'll pick this to not rock the boat or whatever. If you're a sheep or whatever.
Yeah, the choosing ceremony is hosted by a different faction each year. Oh my god, I forgot about this. Okay.
Is it like the Olympics?
It's very the Olympics. So, this embed image here, from, so you see the gray bitches, so it's abnegation, amity, erudite, candor, and then dauntless. And dauntless you can tell because there's a dude with a red mohawk. So, dauntless are the cool punks. Can you show me this picture? I don't know where I'm looking. The embed image here.
Oh god, yeah, I see him.
So,
isn't the Dauntless the orange one?
No, Dauntless is the ones where they're all wearing black and one of them has a big red mohawk, and they are allowed to like color their hair and look cool. You know.
God. Okay, that's where the gay ones go.
100%.
No. Being gay is being brave because Christianity.
Pride, yeah.
Fuck.
The ceremony takes place in the hub, also known as the Seers Tower.
Okay.
Yeah.
The day after all 16-year-olds finish the aptitude test. Yeah. Are you seeing called out?
Yeah, I read it.
Upon being called out in alphabetical order backwards, the child will walk up to the 5 metal bowls and use a ceremonial knife to cut open their hand and let their blood drip into the bowl of the faction they choose.
Why?
Yuck.
Because faction before blood.
Faction before blood. So, gray stone for abnegation, water for erudite, soil for amity, hot coals for dauntless, and glass for candor. So each of those materials represents, you know, I don't 100% get water for erudite. Like, glass for candor is like, okay, they tell the truth. They're very see-through. Gray stone, it's unadorned. Hot coals, brave. Soil, we plant things here.
It's really strange.
It is very strange.
I guess using paper would be too on the nose or whatever.
Yeah, I don't know.
Just a bowl full of books.
Just a fucking bowl full of books. Okay.
A bowl full of bloody books.
Ugh. Yuck.
Also, I'm grasping every author and like world builder by the shoulder and grabbing tightly. Please stop making your world building so that you have to cut your palm open to do a thing.
I'm so sick of it.
I'm so sick of it. My hands hurt looking at it.
It's bad. It's the worst place to have a wound in the entire. Well, it's not the world. It's one of the top 5 worst places to have a wound. And also, it's just weird.
You could literally wreck the entire function of your hand by doing that.
Yeah, it's so sensitive there, and also like, it just feels. I don't like it. Especially when it's, like, in, like, dystopian stuff where it's like, oh, this world is so fucked up. Because it feels kind of like, I don't know, like what Christians used to say about paganism or whatever. It feels like, I don't know, especially with, like, oh, ritual sacrifice, you have to sacrifice your blood. I'm like, you're being weird!
Yeah. Like, literally, I get the whole, like, faction before blood thing. Why don't you just prick their finger?
This is my fucking
so many other ways.
This is my because especially with like people love using blood magic because it's like creepy and edgy and ooh, and I hate it because it's either always like I'm constantly cutting my palm open, which is no, you do it once, you'd have scar tissue there. You do it again, your hand is fucked. You can't use your hand if you have scar tissue there twice. Or it's like, you know, just straight up self-harm. Like, haha, you're so edgy. Why not just if it was. My thing about blood magic and anything related is if it was a thing where, like, you ritually have to do it, people would straight up be using, like, the things that diabetic people use to prick their fingers. Like, that would just be normal. You would just carry those around and use those.
Use lancets, yeah.
No, the whole cutting the palm
rant.
thing is, not to talk about a completely different thing, they do it literally all the time in Supernatural, and it haunts me. Stop
it's
cutting
the
open
worst!
your palm. It's
not.
I get that it works in movies because you can hide a funny squib in the hand and then, shut up. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it.
It sucks.
Quit it.
It's fuck. It suck. I hate it. It's top 10 pet peeves, up there with human ears with animal ears and whisks.
Whisks?
I don't like whisks. I hate them. They suck to clean. They're the worst. The wires always bust out of the handle. I hate them.
I thought you were talking about in media. I'm like, why can't people make
just hate
pancakes?
I just hate whisks normal.
Okay. All right.
These are my things.
These are your things.
And they're what makes me human.
Oh my
Okay.
god. Anyway,
let's talk about the aptitude test. So, the aptitude test is a yearly assessment taken by every 16-year-old. This serum, like others, will transform reality into an altered state in your mind to help decide which faction you are, helping you choose which faction you belong to for the rest of your lives before permanently choosing the next day at the choosing ceremony.
Sci-fi sorting hat.
Sci-fi sorting hat.
Sci-fi sorting hat.
When did Harry Potter come out?
Much before this.
I couldn't remember.
The whole reason there is an aptitude test is because of the fucking sorting hat.
There was a sorting hat, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, I have hiccups.
Oh no.
So, for some fucking reason, this is a terribly worded bit. So, in the simulation, it is through process of elimination after each of the stages that determines what faction you are. On one of the tables, there are two baskets, one of which has a wedge of cheese in it, and the other one which has a knife.
What?
Then you hear a woman's voice yell, "Choose." Dauntless often choose the knife, and Amity often choose the cheese. And Beatrice, it's so fucking cut and dry. If you like knives, you're brave. If you like cheese, you're nice. Like,
why would I grab a fistful of cheese?
I don't know. In Beatrice Pryor's case, she refuses to choose either and submits to the dog that occurs, an erudite response. Then when a child appears and the dog runs at her, Beatrice throws herself at the dog, a dauntless and abnegation response. A vicious-looking dog appears and begins to chase you. If you remain calm, the dog will walk up to you and start licking your face, its aggressive manner melting away. If you calm the dog in an intelligent way, you might be erudite. Then a girl in a white dress appears on the other side of the room. She screams "puppy" and starts to run towards the animal right as it bares its teeth and tries to pounce on her. If you're dauntless, you chase and jump and use the knife to kill the dog. If you're abnegation, then you protect the child from any harm, usually by jumping in between the girl and the dog. If you're amity, you feed the cheese block to the dog to try to help diffuse the tension. This full scene is also in the film.
This sounds hilarious. Who made this? Who made this test? What fucking old man sat around a table and was like, you know what we should do? What? How many dogs die every year for this cause?
It's not real.
It's not real. They're VR dogs.
Oh, right, they're VR dogs. I forgot.
No, it's not even VR dogs. It's brain dogs. It's brain dogs.
It's hallucinogenic dogs.
It's hallucinogenic dogs.
Oh yeah, isn't that what they're doing? They're straight up giving kids hallucinogenic drugs.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Dystopian.
Yeah, it's normal. It's regular. If the test is inconclusive, resulting in the elimination of only 3 or less factions, the taker is either a divergent or knows what to do in order to appear as one. In Triss's case, only 2 were eliminated, with the other 3 being inconclusive as well because of her contradicting decisions and her refusal to make a choice in the beginning, ending up with an equal aptitude test and only having an aptitude for 2 factions. Divergent. They don't fit into the faction society and therefore threaten the faction system. Less able to be controlled. Although being divergent was originally supposed to be a good thing. That was, I think, a big twist in, like, the second book. I don't remember. Doesn't matter.
Yeah, it's like... there's, like, a weird twist where it's like, oh, everybody has been mutated so that they only have one personality trait.
What?
But if you're divergent, you're more, like, person-like.
What the fuck are you? I love world building. Excuse me. I love world building and plot setups that like break down if you think about it for more than 1 millisecond.
It's really, really weird and has weird eugenics flavor to it.
Damn,
it's
you
gross.
mean no one's ever not grabbed cheese or knife before? Crazy. This is so fucking stupid.
It's not good. But if you're like 14, this is the best shit you've ever read.
Ugh.
Yes, okay. Allegiant. It is revealed during Allegiant that the Divergents are actually individuals who, after generations, have recovered from the genetic damage caused to their ancestors through the genetic manipulation.
Stop.
Yeah, it's gross.
You have to stop.
By testing his DNA, it is revealed that while Tobias, the love interest, is resistant to simulations, his DNA is still damaged, proving that he is not, in fact, Divergent.
Ugh.
You have to stop. That's so weird, especially because it can show up on a DNA test. That's so weird.
Since divergence affect DNA, it can be passed down through families. This can especially be seen in Triss, as her mother was also divergent. I forgot about that, but it's whatever.
It's whatever.
God. So it's like a fucking chromosome test?
Yeah, pretty much.
That's fucked. What?
Oh my god, that's right. There's also the whole thing about being factionless, where you're basically just homeless.
Stop it! Where do they go?
This is described as being homeless and even worse than death itself because the factionless have to suffer. It is a common practice for abnegation to give food and medical attention to the factionless. Some say they would rather die. They don't have a manifesto or a symbol, but some believe the symbol is an empty circle. I mean, it's...
Dude, if there was enough, they would just form their own faction.
Mm-hmm.
They would band together. That's how it works.
Monkey together strong.
Yeah, okay. The stupid...
Is this the factionless?
Mm-hmm. The factionless is very... The factionless is very large. Our little band of factionless is twice the size of Dauntless. Why the fuck are you not ape together strong? You're
ape
so
together
stupid.
strong. Seize the means and whatever.
Seize the means. So
this is so stupid.
Now you understand.
God.
So maybe it's time to talk about the protagonist.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sitting here thinking about, like, if I read this when I was a teenager, would I have liked it? And I don't know. Because I think around the time when Divergent was like, I had no interest in the Hunger Games either. I just straight up did not care about it. I did read and like Harry Potter. And I guess I did the Sorting Hat shit, but mostly I didn't care about it. The thing is, I was a Homestucky, I was a Sonic, and then I got really into a bunch of shit that sucked. So I have no ability to guess if I would have liked something as a teenager or not, because it depends on, like, if I read it at that age, would it have grabbed my brain or not? And I can't judge that anymore. Because my brain, I think I've mentioned it before on this podcast, so it's fine. My brain was grabbed by shit like fucking Dramatical Murder in South Park. Like, I have no idea what I would have and have not have given a chance if I had put it in my hands when I was a teenager. Because, like, part of me feels like I may have thought this was stupid, but chances are it probably just would not have gripped me enough and I would have just stopped reading it.
Yeah.
It's always hard to tell, because I remember, like, loving the fuck out of these until the final twist that I thought was dumb.
Well, was it that Divergents are regular humans twist, or...?
No, that Triss died.
Oh. Fair enough. Girl power loses.
Yeah. Girl power loses.
Does the guy just, like, become the hero at the end?
Yeah.
Boo!
It is very boring.
She died to save her brother?
One sec, we're back.
Hello? They had one of those. I'm trying so hard not to scroll through this page and just start saying shit, because it's all bad.
It's all fucking bad, bro.
Hi, what did I miss?
Nothing, we're just trying desperately not to talk.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, what's up? What's good?
Oh, none of it! None of it is good!
Alright, what's up? What's bad? What you reading?
Okay. I mean, so, the most notable thing is that she's very Ebony Darkness, Dimensional Raven way, in that they spend a lot of time describing her appearance as a, not like other girls, cool girl. Which doesn't really care about appearances, but we're going to spend, like, 3 paragraphs every chapter describing how she looks.
It's always the funniest thing in the world.
It's always
Maybe
the funniest
she
thing in
doesn't,
the
but
world.
yours you do.
But you have to.
Oh God, Christina tells her that she has striking features, even though they are not beautiful. They are interesting. She's not beautiful like the other girls.
She's interesting.
She's interesting.
And of course, as always, they cast like. Actually, I guess her actress does have like a more square face, so I guess that's. Does she have a tattoo?
She does.
Yes, she has multiple apparently. So
Shut
the
up.
first tattoo she gets is these 3 flying birds on her collarbone, which are her mom, her dad, and her brother.
Oh, okay. Did she get those after she moves to Dauntless, or is that when she's still in abdication? Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, because like they all have tattoos and stuff because they're brave, and it's
God.
scary to get a tattoo. They are literally almost like cartoon punks.
Yeah,
they
it
are.
seems like.
Here, hold on. I have the Dauntless page open. We don't have to talk about it immediately. I'm just getting a picture of what seem to just be background pictures of the teens.
Oh yeah, they are all teens.
God. Well, yeah, they're all 16.
It's so fucking funny.
What the, like, what is this like? Do they work?
I have no idea what they do. I think they're like a
Do they have to partake in
paramilitary force.
capitalism?
I don't remember what their fucking.
Because like you're sending a bunch of
functions.
16-year-olds to just like move out and go somewhere else with a bunch of other new 16-year-olds.
The people of Dauntless are in charge of the city's security, protecting its inhabitants from threats within and without as the city's peacekeepers. Oh, so we made a bunch of 16-year-old punk cops. Oh, God. Yuck. She grows up Christian and then becomes a cop. Yuck.
She becomes a punk cop, which is even worse.
The Christian to cop pipeline.
Wow, because normally she would become a mean nurse, but...
Diversity win.
Diversity win. Oh, God. I hadn't really unpacked the co-option of punk culture as the cops, but it's physically like making my skin crawl.
Well, yeah, because punks are just like illegal street cops or whatever.
Oh, and I also remember the one big thing about the Dauntless is they are the only ones that ride for reasons unknown, the still working elevated train around Chicago.
What?
Or maybe everybody rides the elevated train in Chicago, but they like jump off of it. I distinctly remember that.
Oh my
There's a whole
God.
Yeah,
thing about how
they
all,
fucking jump off it. The train doesn't stop. They just jump. It's so funny.
And yeah, so they're all like, ooh, they're all cool.
It's punk to take public transport.
It is punk to take public transport.
It is.
Yeah,
this is actually
that's right.
true.
So that's right, because it doesn't stop. So they just kind of have to jump on and off of it. Sorry, does each faction have a different serum? Oh, they do. Okay.
I did not forget about this because Cantor has a fucking truth serum.
I forgot that all of them had serums. So, we're not going to talk about Dauntless yet. We talked about them a little bit. I need to talk immediately about this.
What's up?
Because there's the fear serum, which is Dauntless. You go and you take a funny sip of this juice.
The fear juice.
The fear juice.
This
and it puts you into another brain simulation.
You're kidding.
And you like face a bunch of fears or whatever.
Ugh, I just read abnegations.
It sucks. And so you face a bunch of fears or whatever. And you do it a bunch and you learn to be braver or whatever. And the reason the hot boy's nickname is 4 is because he only has 4 fears. And that's like a big deal or something.
How many fears is the normal then?
Triss has 7.
Okay.
So I don't know if that's like normal.
I don't remember if she's like special YA protagonist.
Not only Dauntless would be afraid of.
Yeah, I don't remember. I'm gonna look at the fear serum. Okay, well,
Jesus Christ.
he's in Dauntless initiation. The initiates are put under a simulation of their worst fears until they slow their heart rate and breathing or do something that defies the fear. Most initiates have 10 to 15. Triss only had 7, so she's special. Tobias had 4 fears and was given the nickname because of this. So he's even specialer.
What if you only have 1 fear?
What if they made Simpsons porn illegal? I really just want I want to see that fear actualized. I think that's hilarious. Okay. Yeah.
What is... Sorry, I just read the words of death serum.
Yeah, I don't remember that.
It's called poison.
Yeah.
Why is it... For erudite, why is it death? Why would it not be like knowledge potion or whatever?
Because they're evil.
Because they're evil.
They're evil?
Yeah. The free thinkers are evil.
Weird. The free thinkers... God damn, American anti-intellectualism strikes again!
So-called free thinkers.
I'm just now, like, processing that, like,
I can't wait
was,
for
like,
you to get more as this
deeply,
goes on.
like, deeply wrong with this series.
Yeah.
Like, I never realized, like, I didn't think about how fucked up it was that the smart people were evil until right now.
Do you want to read about erudite?
Ah, fuck it. Fuck it. Let's fucking do it.
Their leader is a white woman.
Girl, of course it is. You know it is. And she is girl bossed.
She is so girl bossed up.
Her name is Janine Matthews, so she knows she's evil.
That's such a funky name. Why is it water?
She is the main antagonist in Divergent and Insurgent, and the ringleader behind the Erudite Dauntless Alliance against the Abnegation. So she just girl bosses.
She just girl bosses,
by those who
gatekeeps,
blamed
gaslights.
human ignorance for the faults of society. Erudite was formed by those who blamed human ignorance for the faults of society. They formed erudite as a way of eliminating ignorance and darkness from human minds.
Traits. Chat about books and newspapers.
Shut up. Oh god, their manifesto. Oh, we didn't read everybody's manifesto.
Oh fuck, we have to read all these manifestos.
Oh, we have to read these manifestos.
I'm gonna open all the pages.
Okay, we'll start with erudite because we're here first.
Yeah.
We submit the following statements as truth. Quote, ignorance is not defined as stupidity, but as lack of knowledge. Lack of knowledge inevitably leads to lack of understanding. Lack of understanding leads to a disconnect among people with differences. Disconnection among people with differences leads to conflict. Knowledge is the only logical solution to the problem of conflict. Therefore, we propose that in order to eliminate conflict, we must eliminate the disconnect among those with differences by correcting the lack of understanding that arises from ignorance with knowledge. So these are our villains.
These are our villains.
These are our villains. Now, it does say that that erudite had been corrupted from its original purpose.
They always are.
Right. Over time, erudite became a faction that eventually steered away from its original belief. Its members became greedy for power. This is the kicker, a likely result from their yearning for knowledge.
Okay.
So, I believe the erudite thought, like, why are the stiffs, why are abnegation our public leaders? We're smart. We know good. We do goo.
Wait, abnegation are the leaders?
Typically, because they're selfless, so that you want selfless...
Right,
they're public servants.
Whatever.
Yeah.
You know, you want Christians in your public
Why
office.
are there pages for the elderly?
Each member must wear at least one article of blue clothing per day. This is for erudite. Erudite's main color is blue, as it is a, quote, calming color that helps stimulate the brain. Also, most faction members wear thick glasses to make them seem smarter. Members of erudite typically generally wear practical, comfortable clothing such as pencil skirts, sweaters, and blouses.
Practical, comfortable clothing such as pencil skirts?
They look like... Oh, yeah, come here. Paste.
Sorry, that just, like, pissed me off.
Mm-hmm.
Girl.
You know, comfortable clothes, like...
Pencil skirts.
Yeah.
Shut up.
This faction produces most of the city's librarians, doctors, scientists, and teachers.
Also, I opened Dauntless's page and saw a tab for the elderly. When you become elderly and past physical prime, you must leave the faction. There are two choices: death or becoming factionless. This is why there are no elderly dauntless in the compound.
I forgot about that. They were all, like, if you were old, they just killed you.
Cool.
It's incredibly cool.
Boomers, am I right?
Well, even better to appeal to the teenagers.
Fuck.
There's no olds here to keep you down.
Okay, what's dauntless is... I want to know their manifesto.
I've got it. I'll read it.
Oh, it's so long!
That's alright, I got you. Manifesto. We believe that cowardice is to blame for the world's injustices. We believe that peace is hard won, that sometimes it is necessary to fight for peace.
Shut up.
But more than that, we believe that justice is more important than peace. We believe in freedom from fear, in denying fear the power to influence our decisions. We believe in ordinary acts of bravery and the courage that drives one person to stand up for another. We believe in acknowledging fear and the extent to which it rules us. We believe that facing fear, no matter what the cost to our comfort, our happiness, or even our sanity. Cool? We believe in shouting for those who can only whisper and defending those who cannot defend themselves. We believe not just in bold words, but in bold deeds to match them. We believe that pain and death are better than cowardice and inaction because we believe in action. Cool. We do not believe in comfortable lives. We do not believe that silence is useful. We do not believe in good manners. We do not believe in empty heads, empty mouths, or empty hands. We do not believe that learning to master violence encourages unnecessary violence. We do not believe that we should be allowed to stand idly by. We do not believe that any other virtue is more important than bravery.
They're totally just punks, but are cops.
They're just punks, but they're cops.
Shut up.
Yuck. Yeah, it's yuck.
Chocolate cake is the preferred Dalton's dessert.
Yeah, they love cake.
Common foods in Dalton's include muffins and toast for breakfast, burgers for lunch, and dinner. What the fuck are you saying?
Because do you remember, abnegation, they don't season their food or whatever? God. So they have to have something that's like, wow.
So if you're brave, you get to have taste.
If you're brave...
You eat sugar and salt all the time.
I seem to remember that also the food in Amity was good because, like, they were the farmers, so they had access to farm fresh food.
That makes sense. What the fuck is Erudate's food like? Trivia.
Let me see if I can find.
Choice of drink is soda. There's nothing else about food.
That's so funny. Why do they like soda?
That's what smart people drink.
I guess? Oh shit.
Right.
Okay, abnegation.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Manifesto. I will be my undoing if I become my obsession. I will forget the ones I love if I do not serve them. I will war with others if I refuse to see them. Therefore, I choose to turn away from my reflection, to rely not on myself, but on my brothers and sisters, to project always outward until I disappear. Please note, some members add a final line and only God remains. That is at the discretion of each member and is not compulsory.
Religious freedom.
Mm-hmm. But also,
and only God
explicitly
remains.
Mentions God.
That's stupid. Because that's putting God before everybody else, which seems antithetical to their manifesto.
Rook, you just found out all the problems with American Christianism. You did it. You figured it out.
I've done it.
You did
now
it.
I can ascend.
Hey, Candor's manifesto was like extremely long.
I was looking at
Let's
it.
look at it.
God. It's paragraphs upon paragraphs.
I remember encountering this in the book and like my entire brain screaming at me not to read it.
They're telling the truth. Let's read Amity's first. Oh god, it's also kind of long. What the fuck? Alright, what religion are these guys? Are they also Christian?
They give me, like, yuppies.
They do give me a little yuppie, yeah.
God, this wiki is recent activities from 7 days ago.
Like, they all dress like... I don't know why there's not, like, a picture of anything from the movie. It's just, like, all these, like, behind-the-scenes. But
well,
also gives, like...
From the movie, they do have a picture of the leader on the Amity faction.
Yeah.
Oh, they're rivals with Candor.
I forgot that was Octavia Spencer.
I also forgot that was Octavia Spencer. Right, so Amity don't like Candor because they're like, it's mean to tell the truth. And Candor's like, you should tell the truth instead of being nice.
God.
Traits. They love music, art, games, and laughter. They give hugs when greeting. I remember when I was a kid, I was like, I would be in Amity, because fuck all these other guys. Like, I don't want to be a lame Christian. I don't want to be a cop. I don't want to be a nerd. I don't want to be a lawyer.
It seems like the most chiller one.
Oh, yeah. They're, like, extremely normal. Though they do have the peace serum, which is, like, injects you with a funny drug that makes you calm down.
It's still like antidepressants.
So, well...
tranquilizer?
Much more like a tranquilizer.
Much more like a tranquilizer.
I'm reading the trivia.
Yeah. Did you see the same line I did?
Similar traits with Hufflepuff's house.
Yeah!
Yeah? Yeah?
Why is there, like, no... They drugged their bread with a peace serum while other factions members were staying in Amity in order to keep them happy and peaceful to prevent conflict.
Yeah, so the peace serum is just, like, gives you morphine, basically, to chill you the fuck out. The serum's effects can be seen immediately after administration. In small doses, it calms the mind and improves the mood of the person administered. The person may forget why he or she was angry in the first place. A feeling of calmness replaces the irate-ness of the administered.
Like so most serums, it was concocted by Erudite.
Mm-hmm.
Their manifesto is so long.
I'm not going to read the whole manifesto, but they have these things like called Conversations of Peace. They talk about... So, conversations about trust, self-sufficiency, forgiveness, kindness, and involvement. Those are their core beliefs.
Before you read, I will say, actually, I guess I kind of can't fault this one, because, like, if you were to, like, more in-depth world build this would be the natural result of, like, a more, like, freedom to express whatever thing, because it seems like it's all, like, farmers and artists that live in Amity, so of course they'd make some shit that just sounds like stage play.
Mm-hmm.
Like, this is probably, like, it would probably be a thing. It was like, oh, it's time for the like, what the fuck is it called? Manifesto. It's time to watch the manifesto, and it's like a play people put on.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just dialogue. Mm-hmm. Anyway.
It's actually kind of cool. I will give that this one is actually kind of cool.
If I doubt that's what it is, though. It's probably just they stand in a circle and say it.
Yeah. And yeah, Candor, they're just the lawyers.
They're just fucking lawyers.
We are lawyer. God, their manifesto is so long!
I'm not reading it.
I guess you could just read the italic quotes. Dishonesty is rampant. Dishonesty is temporary. Dishonesty makes evil possible. Dishonesty leads to suspicion. Suspicion leads to conflict. Honesty leads to peace. Truth makes us transparent. Truth makes us strong. Truth makes us inextricable. Beliefs. Value honesty. See truth as black or white. Blame duplicity for the world's problems. Believe that politeness is deception in pretty packaging. Shut up.
Candor's headquarters is located in a building that was once called the Merchandise Mart, now referred to as the Merciless Mart.
God, members learn to read body language so that they know when someone is lying or keeping something from them. Shut up.
Ice cream is the preferred dessert of Candor.
Why?
I just don't know.
Some members smoke cigarettes. Members are allowed to keep pets.
Because pets are known for their honesty.
This is so strange.
All of it's pretty weird.
I hate all these, like, crowd shots of the, like, the faction members. I don't know why, but it makes me violent.
It's so strange.
They're really weird.
The only pictures that, like, show what the fuck they wear.
Wait, God, I didn't close Dauntless's page, so I read, like, the last trivia point. After being given new clothes when joining Dauntless, new transfers must throw their old clothes into a pit where they are burned.
Mm-hmm.
Dauntless execution? Dauntless execution? In order to perform execution... You go ahead.
You go ahead. Okay, shit. I'll go. The 3 leaders of Dauntless must have 1 gun each, and only one of the guns has a bullet while the others are empty. The guns are then put down and shuffled, after which each leader picks the gun in front of them, aims their gun at the head of whoever's to be executed, and pulls the trigger. It doesn't matter who shoots the gun, but mostly who's lucky enough.
That's so weird!
Makes no sense. It's literally Russian roulette.
That's so weird.
It's literally Russian roulette.
That's so weird. Why?
I don't know.
What's the point? I need the origin of this tradition. What the fuck?
Bravery.
It seems like a torture tactic.
Yeah.
It sure is.
It sucks here.
Yeah. It sucks here.
It sucks here.
Oh god, there's a short story. A Divergent series epilogue. We can be mended.
Mm-hmm. Oh my god. That's right. I fucking completely forgot. Oh my god. I completely forgot.
What?
There was a book that was from the guy's perspective, like completely from the guy's perspective. I forgot!
What's it called?
I don't remember.
Is there a category books? Books, real world. Free 4, Tobias tells the story.
Yeah.
I feel like I remember this book cover.
Oh, 4. So there's actually 2, I think. There's 4 a Divergent collection. And then there's the free 4 Tobias tells the story.
Tobias tells the story is probably the funniest subtitle you could ever give it.
Yeah.
Tobias spills the tea. The transfer a Divergent story? What is this? There's like no information on the page. It seems like it might be about the train because there's a ring of trains on the cover. Train circle.
Lionsgate revealed that they might be planning on making a spin-off movie based off 4 a Divergent collection. I don't think that will be happening.
I don't think that'll happen.
But yeah, it was like, you know, the rumors about how Stephanie Meyer had a book. Maybe it's actually coming out now, Midnight Sun. It's been out.
Midnight Sun's been out for a while.
It's been out.
Then what the fuck is she coming out with? I thought she was coming out with a new book.
Maybe she's writing more?
I don't. She should.
I don't remember because I don't know when Midnight Sun came out, but
a while ago. I only know because I've watched Strange Eon's video reading it. Or wait, was it? I don't remember.
Yeah, but it's basically that same.
Could it be that you're thinking about Gender Bent Twilight? Because there's both
Hold
the
on.
one from Edward's perspective and then Gender Bent Twilight, which are the most recent publications.
We can cut this out. I just have to Google something.
I'm googling Stephanie Myers and going to the news tab. 1 month ago. Confirms 2 new Twilight books. I want to do something new. That's not new.
That's still Twilight.
She's working on 2 additional Twilight novels. She needs some time away from the fantasy world.
Yeah. Okay. Midnight Sun was released in 2020.
Yeah.
I thought that it came out fairly recently. We had heard about it for an extremely long time.
It just feels like it feels like it was released like 5 years ago because it came out in 2020.
Completely understandable. I thought it had come out pretty recently, but we had heard that like, hey, I thought Stephanie Meyer had Twilight, but it's from Edward's perspective for a really long time. Anyways, so yeah, she kind of did that. She kind of was like, I'm going to tell some stories from the boy. The boy.
Wait, sorry. We can cut this out if we want, but I want to read this from this article I'm reading. I don't know the Chi-Rock Chronicle? What? Okay. I don't know how real this news site is, but I want to read these words at least. The author had previously stated that she did not support the idea of continuing off where Midnight Sun left off. This is where Edward stops. Writing from his point of view makes me more anxious. Therefore, the experience of writing this book has not been very enjoyable for me. I hate this bitch.
If writing from your male lead's perspective makes you anxious, I think you might have made a bad male lead.
I think there's something to think about.
Something to consider.
Hey, Tobias's fucking page is extremely long.
It is extremely long. Will you want to talk about it? Do we want to talk about him and how
We Can Be Mended
weird he is?
features Tobias and Christina starting a relationship. I don't know who that is, but guess he gets a new girlfriend.
I love this fucking promo image so bad.
Oh.
99% pure. Mmm. Yuck.
Yeah. Tastes bad.
What does that mean?
I don't know. It can't be good.
I don't fucking know.
Pure?
Yeah, it can't be good.
Control F pure. Wait, he's 18 in the books and they age him up in the movie?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yuck.
Control F pure. Wait. Oh, okay. To be pure means that you're divergent.
Oh,
Wait,
like your DNA is pure from the fuckery.
I control what's pure.
Yuck.
Tobias comes to Triss and she's asking a genetic test on my Matthew, a bureau scientist. There, Tobias finds out that unlike Triss, he isn't completely divergent and therefore genetically damaged, in parentheses GD, while Triss is genetically pure, in parentheses GP. But Triss insists it means nothing. Tobias is upset at this revelation. He meets Nita, another GD, who invites him to join a GD group. So I guess it means that he has 1% of damage, which means he's not divergent.
Or
it's
something.
So weird. It's so
Sorry,
weird and eugenics
I just read the
flavored.
words
I
of
hate
GD sympathizer.
Ah!
God, where did they have a picture of his funny tattoo?
I don't know where the image gallery is on this website.
I don't think it has one. I don't think that. Fuck it. Alright, hold on.
I love this quote for what he said about Triss. Looking at her is like waking up. Boy, what do you mean?
She makes me tired.
I wonder if that means, like, waking up from society or waking up from sleep.
I don't know.
Forest fears are heights, cluster confinement, killing innocent people, and being beaten up by his dad. Oh, he has daddy issues? Oh my god, yeah, I've seen his tattoos before. Shut up! Fuck off!
Yeah,
shut up!
Look at these stupid tattoos.
They're so stupid.
The fact that, like, the symbols that he got tattooed on them have no ounce of, like, interpretation or anything is extremely, like...
They're straight up the Divergent factions.
And it's, like, it's almost like getting, like, a corporate logo tattooed on you.
It absolutely feels like that.
Oh.
I remember thinking that it was, like, cool as fuck because I was, like, 14 and thinking that tattoos were cool regardless of what they were.
Sorry, it doesn't sound like they changed Triss's age for the movie.
No, they didn't. Don't worry.
Oh, so he's a pedophile.
They didn't. It's just creepy.
Oh, so he's a pedophile.
Yep.
Okay.
And he's a cop. Woohoo!
Woo!
Okay.
Anyway, the series is disgusting.
Why did they do that?
Because the actor looked too old. They couldn't get a kid who looked like
Get
a
a
teenager.
new guy! Or just have a fucking... What is that Kenny says? Brooding, hot, 25-year-old teenager.
yeah.
With a dark past and a violent temper. Who's I don't remember. Whose dad can only be cured by a woman who loves him. I don't remember what she said. Kenny JD, love her content. Plug. Promo.
Plug promo. We can't remember what she said, but it was good.
That's the longer version.
Yeah. No, it's 100% that they couldn't make this, like, adult man actor look, like, believably be an 18-year-old.
Then just cast him as 18 anyway. Just say he's 18. Why would you make him 24 and not change the actress's age? The actress doesn't even look 16 to me.
No,
Maybe
she absolutely...
Because they physically couldn't have changed her age, because
God,
that's
right.
like, that's lore, you know?
This is
lore.
gross. Why'd you do this?
Yeah.
Even if, like, it's so specifically older. Like, from 18 to 24 is a huge leap. If it was, like, I still wouldn't like it, because the thought of dating a 16-year-old when you're 20 is strange. But if they had made him just, like, 20, it'd be like, okay, cringing?
Okay,
like,
cringe. Prefer you wouldn't, but cringe.
24 is so specifically older. How much older is that? What's the math on that? That's, like, a lot. 8 years?
It's six. I forgot how numbers work.
24. Yeah, 6. What? That's so fucked.
It's such a weird choice.
What the fuck?
Just say that he's younger. It's so
It's
weird.
so... I'm just, like, baffled by it. If someone did this to my work, I would start throwing hands. What do you mean he's 24 now? Why did you decide that? How old is the actor? What's his
Probably
actor?
like 24.
His actor is Theo James.
Theo James.
And this
Watch him
movie
be, like,
was in
30.
what, 2016?
Yeah.
How old is he right now? He is currently 36.
It's not
the
like
movie came
there's
out in
not
2015.
So he would have been 2014.
1984.
the gang struggles to do math.
1984. He would have been 30.
Just cast someone younger.
Cast someone younger. Also, like, honestly, like, I'm looking at this picture of him, and, like, I did know boys in my high school that looked like this. They were a little out of place, but some guys just do look like this when they're, like, 18.
Yeah.
Like,
Like,
actually, literally, this is what my sister's boyfriend looks like.
yeah! Yeah! Kids look
Some
big
teens
sometimes.
just look like this. He
Kids
just has
just
a
look
strong
big.
brow.
Yeah. Yuck.
Yuck.
Freak.
This sucks. This sucks.
Freak.
I find myself overwhelmed by the ways in which this book is worse than I thought. Like,
Well, this is specifically a movie problem, but
no. It's just I'm going back to the other things that I had realized, like
yeah.
the stark anti-intellectualism, the fact that like abnegation dresses like they're from the like it visually looks like the communist bloc, which is the movie's fault mostly, but also is like radical, like I can't think
Radical
of it,
stupid.
like, radical stupid. That's a good
We'll go with radical stupid.
radical stupid. But there's a word I'm looking for, and I'll find it in 20 minutes, and we'll be done recording or something. But, I'm not gonna sit here and try and think of it, but like weird Christian. The punks are cops. It sucks.
It sucks. It's just straight up sucks.
Don't read this, kids. If you're listening, first of all, if you're a kid and you're listening, stop listening, because we're not for kids.
We're not for kids.
What's up? What's up, you cool baby, or whatever.
Shut up.
Don't read this fucking book series. Go read The Hunger Games. You'll gain a little bit of class consciousness. You realize how fuckered American society is.
Right, aren't the
It'll
books
blast your
better than
little
the
brains
movies?
open.
For Hunger Games?
The book.
I didn't partake in Hunger Games.
I mean, if you have to ask, is the book better than the movie? The answer is typically yes.
True, but like I'm more mean in the sense that like I don't know how closely related the two are if the movie got scrungled for theaters.
Honestly, I'm trying to remember, like, okay, because the thing about the Hunger Games is, like, a lot of the media and coverage surrounding the Hunger Games was fuckered, but
besides for the
hated...
I'd
don't
say
know if the actual movie adaptation was that bad.
Yeah, I'd say besides for the exception of the weird split into the last two books, the last book into two movies, it was mostly fine.
Yeah.
Like it struggled to adapt the like PTSD depressive state that Katniss was in by the end of the third book, because that's just a very hard thing to turn into a movie without it.
It's
being
hard to nail.
Suck.
Yeah.
They weren't horrible,
but they weren't awful.
Well, I've only seen like the first one, so.
I would still recommend reading the book. I think it's very hard specifically to transfer first-person books into movies because it's really, really, really hard to keep that close, intimate perspective in a movie, and I think that makes the books way more visceral. And I think that's something that Veronica Roth did not realize with this book series, was there was a reason that Suzanne Collins chose to have first person, and that you get this really limited scope of what Katniss is feeling and seeing and experiencing, and the ways that things that might be horrifying to us, she's able to rationalize. And sometimes things that are horrifying to her are also horrifying to us. I don't think Veronica Roth really did a lot of that, and instead it was like, I'm not like other girls. And we get to hear her think that all the fucking time because we're
every other YA protagonist.
Right. this came out a little bit after Hunger Games, and there were obviously other like dystopian YA stuff.
Oh my god, there's a quotes page.
Quotes page.
There's a quotes page, and a lot of them were just repeated over and over and over and over and over again. Sorry to interrupt you. I opened Triss's page. I think your code got fucked up, guys.
Sorry. I just saw something on... Oh god, I just saw something on Tobias's page, which is his ally's Triss, former girlfriend, like she didn't literally die. She doesn't even
actually
have the little, like...
The
she
peace
doesn't
sign?
even have the little, like, the little cross to indicate that she's dead. It just sounds like they broke up. Bro, I guess in the movie she's still alive because they never adapted the back half of Allegiant.
Technically, she is still alive in the movies.
I actually think if you look on Triss's page, it says, like, status, deceased, books, alive, movies, or something.
Yeah, alive films!
Relationship is Triss is Tobias's late girlfriend. Why would you not use late girlfriend instead of former?
Yeah, status, deceased, book, alive, films, because they never got there. Hey, these quotes do repeat a whole bunch.
Yeah, I think their code is fucked up. How many times is it? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, maybe 17 or 18 times these quotes repeat themselves.
Oh my god.
For sure.
Really funny. I'll be your family now. 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 I'll be your family now.
Oh.
Beatrice was... Sorry, this is so, like, I'm not like other girls. Beatrice was a girl I saw in stolen moments at the mirror who kept quiet at the dinner table. This is someone whose eyes claim mine and don't release me. This is Triss.
What are these,
Girl,
like,
shut up.
Pinterest quote images on her page?
I don't know. They're really good.
I am selfish. I am brave. I am divergent. Triss
I
Pryor.
have two. I feel like someone breathed new air into my lungs. I am not abnegation. I am not dauntless. I am divergent. I have more than one personality trait.
They think that
literally
because
say
I'm
that.
small, or a girl, or a stiff, I can't possibly be cruel, but they're wrong.
Great things for a
that's
cop
right.
to say.
I forgot. She had this, like, weird, like, complex about being, like, very physically small, which is... Yuck. Yuck. Yuck, yuck, yuck. It is gross. Yuck, yuck, yuck. Yuck.
Do any other characters have quotes pages?
I don't think so.
I don't think so.
Sorry, this is extreme. I guess, spoiler warning,
doesn't.
this article contains major spoilers. Reader discretion is advised. I think it's because this first fucking quote-unquote paragraph just says she was in the faction Dauntless before her death. This sucks.
It sucks. Also, yes, Triss is the only one with a quotes page.
Yeah. Boo.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's fuckered.
Yeah, it got scrungered.
Got scrungled real bad. I kind of want to make an account on this wiki just to fix it for them. I feel bad.
They have some fucked up code. God. Is there anything else?
That's what this wiki deserves. This series deserves a bad wiki page.
That's true. Oh, wait, I found Christina, his new girlfriend.
Ooh, who's the new girlfriend?
Christina.
I don't know why I said it like
She's
that.
75% pure.
Oh my god.
It's so weird.
It's really weird.
It's really weird.
Wait, she has two. Is she Divergent? She has both Candor and Dauntless on her page.
She's a Dauntless Initiate transfer from Candor.
Oh, okay. Zoe Kravitz?
Zoe
Played
Kravitz.
by Zoe Kravitz?
Zoe Kravitz, you don't deserve this.
How old is she? Oh, she doesn't have an age. Oh, okay. 16, 18, Epilogue of Allegiant, 21, We Can Be Mended. That's still
It's whatever.
Whatever.
Terrifying. That's my girl, tough as cotton balls. One of Christina's fears in her Fearland make was moths. She has a pet bulldog named Chunker.
Chunker!
Christina doesn't like scrambled eggs. In Insurgent, Tobias makes them and she calls them, quote, stiff food.
What?
Girl, you can season those. They're delicious. Get over
Girl,
yourself.
put things on your
Salt
eggs.
on that thing.
Put some chili oil on it. It fucks.
I fucking completely forgot that, like, Triss had never had a burger, and that was, like, she had biggers.
Burgers.
Boigas.
Oh yeah, don't they just like eat meat and potatoes?
They eat just, like, burgers and cakes.
No,
and...
I mean, the one she's from.
Oh, yes, they eat very simple meals. And apparently a lot of it's
potatoes.
canned food, because they live far away from the farm,
Yeah.
which... Why didn't you structure your society better that your farm was far away from one group of your people?
Dystopia.
You think the one faction that's allowed to use the train system could maybe use that for, I don't know, things you use trains for?
No, they're cops.
Only cops.
They can't.
No, of course not.
Even though I think it says that they distribute things. No, wait, no. It's that they hate the faction list because they're pansies or whatever.
Yeah.
Sure.
Oh, you mean the cops hate the homeless?
That's realistic, at least.
Alright, is there
Anyway,
anything else?
I don't think there's anything else here. I think we've squeezed this thing for all the grossness out of it.
The more I think about this, the more I feel my soul, like, sucked out through my face.
Is there anything you remember from the books? Like, a scene or a reveal that we haven't gone over?
I just remember in the movie, I think in, like, the second book... Well, the whole thing was also, like... Chicago's like a hellscape. They go outside the walls, and it's, like, normal...
Oh, yeah.
Outside the walls. And then Triss finds a hologram of her ancestor, who's like...
I did see that on the character page.
We fucked it up. We fucked everything up. We made it so bad, and if you're Divergent, you're normal. Because normal people have more than one personality trait.
God.
And I
yeah,
think
there's probably like extensive text on the wiki about the eugenics, but we just didn't find or read it.
I don't
want to. I don't think I
read
want
the
to.
words. I read the words of GD sympathizer, and that was all I needed to know.
Yeah.
I sympathize with those who have been they're experimented on. I sure hope you would.
I don't know. I'm just... It's killing me.
Girl,
It's
help.
bad.
Yeah, we need to be done because
We need to be done. I think it's physically hurting me to think about this anymore.
Yeah.
Also, I've realized Triss has like 3 different pages.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she has like an overview page, a synopsis page, her regular page.
This poor wiki's in a fucking state. Mods, you do tireless work, but also this one sucks. You can let it go.
Yeah, you can kill it. You don't have to keep updating it. The most recent activity was 7 days ago.
You can kill this one. It's fine.
It can die. I don't think you're gonna get any new information, so you don't have to worry about having to keep it updated. Can you imagine if they reboot Divergent?
Don't say these words.
Put
That's
that on the
curse.
November 2021 bingo card.
We already had November 5th. We're done. All our weird things are over. We're good.
We can't do anymore. We have to stop.
No, this month still has more for us.
No!
I'm certain.
I'm not strong enough.
It's already been so fucking quill, dude.
It's already been so quill. All right, well, let's do our outro. Let's call it a day.
You can find us on Twitter at WikiBoysPod. You can find me on Twitter at Tweetwang.
You can find me on Twitter at Alex the Mostly Okay.
And you can find me on Twitter at Nerd of Goodness.
Keep virgin. That's
I don't think. Try that one again.
like a like virgin.
No. I know what you meant, but you said with your mouth, "Keep virgin."
Keep up that version control.
Go forth, my friends, and have more than one personality trait. You know, like normal humans.
Like a normal human does.
Be yourself. And that's the lesson of today's episode. Be yourself.
Be yourself.
I guess.
All right. Thank you. Goodbye.
The music used in this episode is Quirky Dog by Kevin MacLeod, found at Incomptech.com and used under the Creative Commons license.